You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
All right, you are listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, July 31st virtual show. Because of COVID, we are virtual, but you can listen to us on podcast. Also catch us on air at 1150 AM KKNW at 3 o'clock on Saturday with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell.
And I'm your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
We bring in studio each week the best of the best experts in our local market on everything money. We're here to help you in today's economy. And last guest on studio, we have Mindi Trevino with Dynamic Designs Jewelry and how jewelry can help you in your business. Mindi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And actually, Mindi, Jeanette has been in studio, and Mindi works with Jeanette. So I'm going to give kind of a bio here with Jeanette. And Dynamic Designs has been specializing in making jewelry and memories to last a lifetime since 1984. So her newest designer, which we have here today, is Mindi, joins her with 26 years of personal design experience. As personal jewelers for thousands of clients worldwide, the privilege to create one-of-a-kind custom jewelry for their clients or redesign well-loved pieces into beautiful new works of art in their passion. Highly focused on personalized service, designed to fit your lifestyle and ways to a superior value, the Dynamic Designs boutique-style Kirkland showroom and relaxed professional atmosphere provide an experience like no other. If you're ready to design the jewelry of your dreams, look no further. You have stumbled across Kirkland's secret treasure. And I will say that bio speaks exactly what I would share about Dynamic Designs because they're doing some really special things for me. So without further ado, Keelan, I'll let you ask her first question.
Awesome. Hey, custom jewelry has a special place in my heart. When me and Angela got engaged, we designed her ring together. So she got the diamond for the engagement, and then we both went to the jewelry shop. I didn't know you guys yet, so don't knock me there. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have went to you. But it was an amazing experience together, and it means the world to us.
And I got to do a shout out. Mindi. Nobody knew. He didn't tell anybody on the team because if they would have, we would have sent them to you. So just a little full disclosure there.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's literally her favorite possession that she has. So I know what it means to her, but I want to get your feedback on how a piece of jewelry can express a personal integrity or an accomplishment in life, I think is another great one, or an aspiration or a milestone. How do you feel about that?
I think that there's nothing that we wear that speaks louder than our jewelry, whether it's our wedding ring, talking about who we are as a person, that we're married to someone that we love, or whether it's wearing a piece of jewelry that's been passed down, like my grandmother's cross that I wear that reminds me of her. Every time I look in the mirror and I see a picture of myself, I'm reminded of how amazing she was. But the jewelry actually tells a story about who we are as an individual and what our life is like and what matters to us. But it gives us a doorway to have conversations that wouldn't otherwise happen because of just something that catches someone's eye that could be at the grocery store or, in the middle of the most unexpected place. And it gives you a chance to talk about who you are and what your business means to you or what your family means to you. And now all of a sudden that stranger has now become someone that you can kind of feel like you have a built rapport with, which happened organically in a way that just becomes a really good experience for people, and they walk away feeling moved and touched by someone's encounter that could have otherwise just been another person, another day, another moment. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it truly is such an amazing thing. And Keelan, thank you, for starting out with yours, because I never wear jewelry except for some costume jewelry that I might put a necklace on, but other than my wedding ring, and that is it. And it's not until recently that I started working with Mindi and Jeanette and coming up and putting together a charm bracelet for all of the words that I come up with every year. And too long of a story to share here today, and it would bring me to tears anyways, but it's just, you have that piece that means so much. Like you said, it opens up conversations when somebody like, wow, that's so beautiful. What is that? And then it creates an opportunity for you to share how you can support them in whatever that platform would be. So let's talk about, Mindi, with your jewelry and connecting that into business.
I think it's a great, it's an amazing opportunity to talk about who you are, what your business is, and being able to have a conversation that ultimately could lead to a new client. It could open a networking doorway that leads you to connect someone else in your life with that person. And I've had so many amazing conversations with people that started out as strangers within 2 minutes, sometimes ends in a hug and a business card that's getting passed, and someone that knows that I'm more than just a jeweler, I'm more than just somebody that they just met, but actually someone that they feel connected to in a way that is just really, again, very organic and natural, and both parties walk away knowing the other person more deeply just by that conversation and how it leads to a connection that they may have.
And I like how you say organic and naturally, because we all know in business, it's all about connecting with people. It's not about selling our product and service. It's about connecting. And through that connection, they will find if whatever you do and whether that's going to be of something that you can support them with. So that's beautiful.
Right. Mm-hmm. And great.
You know, when I'm in my finance career, there's a lot of like trophies per se, like especially when I was a financial advisor. And one of the things that as a guy, we always notice people's watches. You know, there's a guy with a watch, it'll catch your eye, and then it's like a status symbol at that point. So I'd be curious to get kind of your feedback on how does like custom jewelry showcase small details and especially for business clients for you guys.
Well, I think especially if you've had a custom piece made, there's a lot of things that go into that. There's conversations about what you like and what you don't like, and those little details are actually wrapped up in that piece. So, you know, even taking someone's watch, if I might acknowledge that's a beautiful watch, now we're talking about the rose gold detail they have in there, or how that mattered to his wife, where he necessarily never noticed that before, and it's something that really means something to her. So I think details in jewelry, especially because there's so many parts that go into that, I think they really do give the person that you're talking with an idea of what matters to you. And if a small detail matters to you in the design of your jewelry piece, how much is it going to matter for the business that you have? And I feel, at least for me, that if someone has the wherewithal to say, you know what, my wife really loved this scroll work in my ring, and it was something that was really important to her, and I love that about my ring. I think if I was going to do business with that individual, I would probably, for me, recognize that they care about the small details and that it shows in who they are, and that would transpose into their business as being a part of how they do their business.
Yeah, and I'd love to, and I can answer this question for myself, but I want the listeners to hear, for a new client who is new to a custom like myself, how can you design a piece of significance? And going back to Keelan's question with small, my newest one, or for 2020, my word was opportunity, and my image was goldfish. And when I shared with you the why behind it, the little goldfish and the little details, and her beautiful eyelashes, her name is Opportunity, just literally it has been so significant in my life. So talk about it to somebody like me that has never had a custom piece of jewelry made, and how you can bring that significance in.
I think part of it is just asking the right questions. So being able to find out how they're going to wear it, what the significance of it is. You bringing me a goldfish means, just to somebody who's not asking the question, it's a goldfish. So my question was, what is the purpose of the goldfish? Tell me about the goldfish. And then looking at the individual and seeing how they dress, what kind of activities they like. Is this something that's going to fit into their lifestyle, or do they want to wear it every day? It has to be something that is going to fit whatever it is ultimately that they're looking for. And so trying to make that custom for even the person, not just the piece, but to the whole individual person, and make it something that they do want to wear for the rest of their life. And I think that's kind of the premise behind everything that we do here at Dynamic Designs. And that's why we've been doing it since 1984. And that Jeanette has is an expert in creating those memories that will last a lifetime. And that's something that we cherish. It's very important.
That's so cool. You're getting me inspired here. Like, I'm thinking about it. Like, I never really thought about jewelry that way. And I think of like tattoos that way. Like my daughter, I have her name in beautiful cursive right here because it inspires me. The font inspires me about my daughter, and it's something that I can look at. And I think you can do that with jewelry. It's pretty cool. I'm going to be walking around all jeweled out with tattoos at this rate. So let's say, for example, of course, I'm interested now. How does this work? So from a sketch to CAD, what's the process to get to that finished piece?
Well, let's use your example of a tattoo. So you mentioned that the font was something that you really like. So I would say, let's look at the font, or let's take a letter, or let's look at her name, and let's draw that out in that and sketch it out, take a look at it, revise it, make sure that it kind of matches the image that you have, if you have one. And then we will go ahead and send that over to our CAD team. They will go ahead and design a computer version of that. And then once that has been finalized and you've seen it and you love it, then it would go to production. And then at that point, you're, within, a week or two, you're looking at wearing the piece that was once just a sketch or a thought or dream or whatever it was for that person. And now you're actually holding and wearing something that you can look at. So if you were wearing, let's say, cufflinks with her initials on there in that font that matches your tattoo, or you were wearing a necklace or a bracelet or something that was significant for you, now all of a sudden you're showing me something and I go, hey, wow, that's a beautiful bracelet. What does that say on there? Now you're talking to me about your daughter. Now you're talking to me about you and who you are. And all of a sudden that doorway opens and we have that conversation. And now we're talking about what you guys do on the money hour. Now we're discussing, mortgages and all the different things. And the next thing you know, I'm emailing you because I want a mortgage. And all it may have come from that one conversation, just from that piece that you were wearing that caught my attention. But it's something that speaks to your heart. And that's what I think is what we are always looking for. We want something that's more than just a piece of jewelry. It's far bigger than that. It's about the person and the connection to whatever it is that piece represents. So
Mindi, that is so true. Not only are you making a difference in the people that you're making the jewelry for, but making a difference in the people that they can support through that conversation piece in the jewelry. Mindi, thank you so much for coming into the studio. It was such a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And this is your host, Tina Mitchell.
And your co-host, Keelan Harvey.
Your local mortgage expert signing off for the day. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and weekend. We look forward to talking with you more money next weekend right here at 11:50 a.m. KKNW.